So let's look at the preview of measure. So there are a lot of things to measure. A factual understanding of measure means your knowledge is based on data. That's why I said data-based decision making. Which means that you have to know what data to collect and what is that you have to do with the data once you've got the data, and how to interpret the patterns or clues that uncovers from the data. So in these modules, let's cover up this. We will understand the various types of data. So purely about different types of data and how to collect appropriate data. So identify the patterns related to the variation over a period of time. So the patterns, the interpretation of this data. This is data analysis 1. In data analysis 2, there can be other type of pattern also, which may not be related to time. So we will do second type of data. And then define your baseline process sigma level. So we'll talk about process capability studies. We'll talk about six sigma level calculations and all that. And finally, the process analysis. So we have 5 modules under this. So we will identify waste in the way in which the process is organized. Okay, so we step into module 2.1, which is data collection. Now, while I spoke about different ways, we are going to actually focus here. Collect the baseline data on defects and possible causal factors. Okay, so let's see some goals for this. So you will be able to create data collection plan following the 5-step data collection process. After you collect the data, you need to organize the data. So we use a word called stratification. Some ways in which we can stratify the data. Like sometimes when there is a defect coming, when somebody says that our defect levels are high, we can stratify based on products, which product the defect is high. Or we can say which machines the defects are high. Or we can say in which processes the defects are high. Or we could even say in which shift, whether it is a first shift or second shift or the third shift, that the defects are high. Or we could say that whether it is because of operator 1 or operator 2 or operator 3, the defects are high. You can stratify by different ways. Then be able to identify the data you need to collect. Those are the goals for a project. For your project, what are the data you need to collect? Where to collect the data? And the type of data that you have to collect. The complete data collection plan that includes 5W and 2H. Why you should collect the data, what data you should collect, when you should collect the data, where you should collect the data, how you collect the data, how much you collect the data. All that should be very, very clear. Be able to create an operational definition. The definition that is specific, concrete, and measurable, and can be used consistently by all members in the time. And be able to create an appropriate data collection form that can be used consistently by all members of your team.